Hello, everyone. Welcome to this December Powerboost. Today's topic is stop correcting and start connecting. We have this tendency, this habit to tend to see what is not right. And we have created a mind that is always looking at what is not right. There may be 10 things right, and that one thing that is a little bit not right, we see that. And on top of that, we feel somehow that we need to say something about that. We need to make others aware of it or give suggestions or how they should do it or how they should not do it. Sometimes when you have like a sore throat or you're coughing or some ailment of the body, then you just go to work or go in some social gathering and 50 people will tell you 50 different things what you should do. And I mean, they all mean well, but most of the time you won't do any of what they are suggesting anyway. And this is just a simple example. But this mind that all the time wants to correct, tell people what they should do, what they should not do. And most of the time it is coming from a pure heart, a heart that wants to help, wants to give suggestions. But still, many times it doesn't fall well. And something like suggestions about health is one thing, but sometimes there are more deeper and complicated things. There is another option, which is quite interesting and quite useful to experiment with. And for that, of course, we have to bring in spirituality and a whole spiritual perspective. But that option has this basis of conviction that deep inside everyone is good. Deep inside everyone has their own wisdom. And if we create an environment in which one feels loved, in which one feels respected, then sometimes, or most of the times actually, that is enough for people to realize themselves what was not right. It becomes like a mirror for them to see, oh, I could have said this differently, or maybe I should not have said at all, or maybe I could have done things differently, or maybe I could have done nothing at all, better yet. So instead of pointing fingers, instead of wanting to correct, instead of wanting to say how it should be, which many times can come from my own ego or from my own expectations and desires actually also. Instead of doing like that, it is very useful to just create an environment of respect, create an environment of appreciation, create an environment of love and belonging. And then people deep inside already anyway know what they did right or not. And it gives them the power to correct if necessary themselves. Even a step higher is when we come to a more spiritual awareness, where we understand ourselves as spiritual beings, souls, beings of consciousness who have come into this physical world as an incarnation. We have taken this body as a costume to play a part, and everyone plays part. And so to begin to see the other also as a spiritual being, a being of light, a being who is an incarnation, who has come into this world, taken on this costume of the body, playing the part. And so when we can become more and more aware of ourselves as spiritual beings, as souls with innate higher qualities, with innate divine potential, we can begin to see others like that too. And so whatever was not right in terms of playing our part or interaction at a physical level, if we hold that spiritual vision and that love of spiritual brotherhood, that gives even more power and deeper realizations. And then we go to the root of things. Instead of always pointing fingers, this shouldn't be, should like this, do like this, do like this. And so it would be useful to create an environment for ourselves like that, an environment in which we feel love and respect for ourselves, to bring out our own higher nature, to realize what we could do in different ways, in a different way, and to provide that for others. So instead of correcting, let us connect. Connect to the awareness that we are souls. Connect to the awareness of our own higher nature and goodness. Connect to that higher nature in others. Connect to the Supreme. And lift ourselves out of that limited consciousness and limited perspective and limited thoughts and feelings. To lift ourselves out of ego and attachment and desires and expectations, and begin to see the goodness and being that loving image that has respect, that has good wishes, good hopes, auspicious thoughts and feelings for others and for self. And then it will be a completely different environment, and in our interactions will have a completely different atmosphere and vibrations. And we don't need to defend or justify or argue, but we can just internally, silently realize and put things right if need be, without taking offense, feeling corrected. And then we will treat others like that also. Stop correcting, start connecting for the self, for others, towards others also. So let's take a few moments to have some meditation where you consciously choose to emerge that awareness of being a soul, of being a non-physical, invisible being of light, a being of consciousness that has incarnated into this body, uses this body as a costume to play the part, a being of light who belongs eternally to that dimension beyond, and to that one beyond, the Supreme, the one who is like ocean of wisdom, an ocean of love, an ocean of peace. So allow the body to be comfortable. To take a deep breath. And remind ourselves of our existence at a non-physical, invisible level. What is visible is the body and the extensions of the body. But the one who is operating is invisible, timeless, living light with innate higher qualities of peace, freedom, of love. The more we are in the awareness of the self as this living light, as a traveler, more we begin to understand that everyone else is also a spiritual being, a timeless traveler, each one playing their part. More we remain with that essence of self, more we see others also in their essence. That vision, that spiritual vision, a vision of greatness and of goodness. Know that everyone is my brother, spiritual brother. And that feeling of connectedness as spiritual beings creates a deeper sense of appreciation and care. When holding that attitude, when holding these feelings, good wishes are natural. A deeper appreciation becomes natural. This empowers instead of weakens. The more we empower each other, more we can bring out the best. And we can correct ourselves without needing to be corrected. So just come back again and again to the awareness of the self as this living light, timeless, pure, free, living light. Thank you.